Okay, Chavra, today is Zayin Elul. A beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. If anyone's local watching this live, you're welcome to bring in your mezuzahs and tefillin to be checked. Today, the 7th of Elul, August 31st, we have the scribes here doing their job, checking the tefillin. Okay, and mezuzahs. The Alter Rebbe is enlightening you with wisdom regarding material concerns. Shh. Chavra, we're learning now, so technically the mezuzahs and tefillin workshop opens at 9 o'clock. Please give us like a few minutes so we can finish the daily Tanya. Thank you. He explains that first we must internalize the foundational belief in Hashem's continuous creation of all details of existence. Since Hashem only acts with goodness and kindness, it follows then that ultimately everything happening in your life at every moment must be truly good. It doesn't look good. So as we mentioned yesterday, Nachum Ish Gamzu would say, Gamzu l'taiva. This too is for the best. This too is good, even though it doesn't look or feel good, and we don't always know why it's good. In today's lesson, and awareness that everything comes from Hashem to the extent that it makes a person constantly joyous with whatever happens. You lose your job, good. You missed the bus, okay. The flight was canceled, fine. We'll figure it out. And obviously, there are a lot worse things than that, but it's not my position, Michael, as we discussed yesterday. When someone else is suffering, you don't say, this too is for the best. You only say that about your own personal suffering, your own personal difficulty, challenges. So there's hidden good, and we ask Hashem to make it revealed good. Okay. Every person should be happy all the time, no matter what. He should live with his faith in Hashem, who gives him life and acts kindly towards him at every moment. A person who is grieving and laments, it demonstrates that he's undergoing some kind of a hardship and suffering and lacks some goodness. If a person is miserable and angry about something, it means he denies that God is involved in his life. Chas v'shalom, you shouldn't do such a thing. Because if he truly believed in Hashem, he would realize that in light of the king's countenance, there is life and strength and joy in his place, so that indeed he lacks nothing. Everything's going to be okay, and everything is Hashem's plan. Okay. Yesterday, someone told me he lost his job. He's like, it's going to be okay. Like, mamash with a smile on his face. Like, I wish I could go into that every time I had somebody slam the door in my face on something. You know, it's a truly high level. But again, he shouldn't just feel like, it's because Hashem has a plan, not because I know better and I'm going to get a better job. And this is, this is why our sages of truth, the Kabbalists, strongly rejected the trait of sadness. If someone passes away, you cry because the kelim overflow. But when you're sad because things don't go your way, that's a whole different thing, right, Zalman?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Why? Because it contradicts a Yid's true faith that there's no place devoid of Hashem. If Hashem is involved, there's no reason to be sad. The truly faithful are not perturbed by any suffering whatsoever. With respect to all mundane matters, yes and no are the same. They're all truly equal. But to he who they're not the same. Part of the outsiders who act for themselves. And you think you could dictate how things are going to go and why things, I must not have done this and that's why I got fired. Or I did this and that's why I'm successful. No, it's the Eibishter's blessing, and that's how we have to look at each thing that comes our way. So if we don't get too high when we are successful, we won't get too low. And person loves himself to the extent that he removes himself from under the hand of Hashem and he lives the life of Gentiles because he loves himself. And this is why he desires the life and children and sustenance. For that, a person is selfish about it. This brings me personal pleasure. Now, if we do it because Hashem told us puravu and to support your children, and you have to go to work 6 days and act in the ways of Hashem, you're going to have pleasure because that's what happens. Hashem wants you to enjoy Shabbos and a good meal and everything else, but not because you personally want to enjoy it, but because that's what Hashem wants us to do. If there was Hashem b'simcha, you have to enjoy every moment of every single day serving Hashem. We just have to be careful that it's not self-serving, because self-serving is serving something other than Hashem, and that's a form of avodah zarah. It would have been better if he wasn't created. Oof, those words pretty heavy. The main purpose of a person in this world is that a person be tested. To ascertain what's in that person's heart, what's going on in your heart. Are you following other gods? Are you running after something else which you think is going to bring you personal gratification? Namely, we're talking about the passions of the body which evolve from the sitrach and the desire of these things. The person starts following things, and that's when people get into trouble with getting involved in the wrong thing, and maybe yamin, right? The lusting and all that. So since the klip and sitra achra, and today we have a new set of challenges, that phone in our pocket, that brings us to a really dark place. So we have to stay away from these things. Not just stay away, but cut them out of our lives completely. So since the klip and sitra achra, the forces of evil and unholiness are termed other gods, the passions that they generate are likewise termed other gods. A person has to think also whether he desires and wishes to live the true life, which evolves from the living Hashem. And one must believe that it really lives, meaning the true life, that all he truly needs and everything related to himself truly evolves in all their details, not from Sitra Achra. For by Hashem are the steps of man made firm. Meaning, when you're successful, it's not because something else happened and this and you worked so hard. I went to college, I worked so hard and everything else. Obviously, I get the credit. No, that's Sitra Achra. It's because Hashem decided that you're Be'ein Milah. And while there is yet no word on my tongue, the Rebbe says, and you, God, know it all. Thus Hashem is aware of all of man's thoughts, words, and deeds, even before you think and before you speak. Hashem knows what you're about to say, what you're about to think. The truth of the matter is that everything is absolutely good, except we don't always see it like that. So that's the struggle. So that's where our emunah kicks in. When we truly believe that everything Hashem does is for the best and is good, that it becomes good even on a revealed level. For by such a faith in which one believes that one manifestly seems to be evil, in fact, receives from the supreme good Hashem, means from Hashem's chachma, which is impossible to understand, which comes from Gan Eden, which transcends the world to come. When a person has faith that no matter what, whatever comes your way is really good and it comes from Hashem, by this faith, the imagined email, that which we have all these fears in our head, or what if this happens, or what if, you're going to tell me, what if he says no, what if he says yes, what if this happens, what if I don't get through on time, and that's just on a low level. Obviously, use your imagination. But all these doubts, self-doubts and fears that go through your mind, the insecurities, the imagined evil is truly abhorred and subliminated in the concealed supreme good, so that the good becomes palpably revealed in the physical life. Now we see something and we say, you know what? A kotev, everything comes from Hashem. So the takeaway is, the truth is that everything comes from Hashem, which is only good. And the good is appreciated in the upper hidden worlds. In our world, it's not always revealed. Our limited revealed world contains an element of bad, of ra, and cannot package all that is good to be seen for the good that it is. When you have trust in Hashem that all is good, you create a compatibility between these two worlds, and the good then becomes revealed good. Okay, a guten Tag, everyone. Have a wonderful day and a good Woche. And let's get our tefillin and mezuzahs checked now.